We have Primo. I think, in my opinion, and purely just from my Primo win rate and other streamers I watch and other players I talk to, I think Primo is the most winningest champion. Most winningest capable. If anyone was dumb enough to do a tier list, because you shouldn't, but anyway, that's a different topic. I think Primo goes up top now. And every time I see him get used or I play him myself, he just extends that lead. Like, it's the end of the marathon type of deal and he's sprinting. I think it's just getting, and I felt he was strong at the start. I just couldn't play him. And other people were saying the same. They've had these amazing runs but can't be consistent, whereas, given time, we've worked it out. It's like, he's just consistently the strongest champion. And it's not even close. And anyone who wants to argue anything otherwise is and has a good win rate is either just dumb lucky or doesn't realize that they're evaluating their own statistics incorrectly. Jinxed. Possibly, you can still lose with him. But you don't lose often with Primo. And something bad has to happen, or I have to just throw a game like I do every 3 runs. But yeah, it's stupid powerful. So we have Immortal Trades, Vents, Ember Cash is okay. Seraph the Impatient, that's important. So, like, Bad Dog is really strong here. Imps is kind of poop. How to nerf him? Make aggressive +5, +10, +20. We have Rage Talos and Shield Fell. Okay. It's unlikely we can Pogbox. If we're in a situation where we potentially get Pogbox to go off, I think we're already won. Whereas Lifesteal's pretty good to help us out. That's pretty much it. Aggressive is very strong. Superfood works under the right circumstances. One of the things I have noticed watching other players, though, is always trying to force the superfoods. Like, how do I get into superfood? How do I get into superfood? I've seen people with aggressive level 2 skip aggressive 3 just to get superfood, and it's like, hang on, you're dropping a 20 damage, which is worth 60 damage by the end of the like after the 3 edibles, just to try and get 1 superfood in there, and you might not even draw it in time. That doesn't seem right. And then they don't, and they're like, oh, superfood didn't work out, and they still win because plus 20 attack damage 3 times is pretty strong. Yeah, so this is one where superfood could be a deal, because if Primo's not attacking, he's putting that life steal over to whatever's in front. Plus we've got so this is where it's a really tough. This is a really, really tough choice. Superfood 1 could be okay. Where Superfood 2 falls off is the damage shield, because then you don't need the life steal. So it becomes irrelevant. However, if we don't get damage dog, damage shield is really strong. And if we do get damage shield dog, that solves we don't have many morsels to feed him, right? the problem being is that we'll end up with a unit with 30 health or plus 30 health and plus 9 damage. And I think that's the biggest issue, is that, well, you're just not killing anything. And I think that's where people struggle, is that you've got to kill stuff. Like, that's you know. So if we were offered superfood and stalwart here, that's a tough choice. I think you just take superfood. You'd be like, okay, well, we got refined void. Let's get some lifesteal across to the tank unit. We've got Hellhorned, so we could go for bigger attack units. It's always Kevin though, right? Like, why do you not go for Kevin or Damage Dog? I guess that's why. With lifesteal, we're not wanting multi-strike. I just like aggressive here. I think that's just... we don't try to play into that too much. However, we do have Immortal Trade. So we could potentially just go Superfood 1, hit Stalwart twice, and have an 8 buffet. And maybe get like 50 lifesteal. And then what do? Alpha Fiend? Increasing attack by 5 every turn. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got to get the damage up, and we're not relying on other morsels because we don't have any. There's no rage. I mean, void. That's why void binding works so well, because of the rage, right? You just keep playing that, and there's your damage. The Ember Drain's not the issue. Yeah. It's the fact that there's no output. Like, if we look at Stuart here, who's going to be hitting for 8 after turn 1, was that 11, 14. So he doesn't kill anything. And to kill the first boss, he needs to have 11 lifesteal, which he'll have 6. And maybe if we land an Immortal Trade somewhere, we might get to 10 or 14. So we kill the boss, and we leak everything else. And then we do the same on circle 2, except when we leak everything else, we're dead. And I think that's where people get the miss thing about superfood, about Primo, because without the damage, you can kill a boss in Relentless because you've got heaps of lifesteal or heaps of damage shield, but everything else leaks, especially since we have torches. So it's not like we even have fireballs, and we have imps, not torches, so we can't even fireball, like torch, whatever, the 5/1s. They just get through, and spikes is bad. Especially since it's a Stuart, we can't guarantee turn 1. Yeah, we could just draw it turn 1 though. Hey, Renner Skyman, how you doing? Alright, so we've killed that already. Could have taken the spikes, because what I would have done is just imped this one. It'd be on 23. We would hit that for 25, which would be more, and then enough. Primo would have gone over. You know. But we wouldn't have known that. We didn't. Hey, tiny metaphorically. I'm great. I hope you're well too. Weather's good today. Welcome. Oh, look at that, like, aggressive. It's not even close. Hand on Indian. Primordium versus the Patient. I know, right? Like, it's so good. I don't know if you were here before, probably not because you only just spoke up. I said not that I would ever do a tier list because I believe tier lists in deck builders is bad. But if I was, I think Primo goes on the top. Sight unseen, without knowing what your secondary clan is, without knowing who the enemies are, I think Primordium just takes a generalist, easiest win champion. And I don't even think it's close anymore. I like a Prismal Dust here. I like a Making of a Morsel too. It's a tough call. Explosive Sentient. Yeah. That's, I think, yeah, okay. Explosive Sentient is probably the sexiest win. Especially when you start duping holdover and graphs -1. Oh. You know, but unfortunately, I mean, can have. I think you have to have the right setup for that. Like, you can take an Explosive Sentient and just die, and it sucks. What are we doing here? Alright, so we're either going Merchant of Steel and hoping for an Alpha Fiend. I mean, we don't need the Alpha Fiend. We didn't go Superfood. Did we just go Kevin? Shardtail Crazy Imp? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd call that a sexy win. Like, there's no plan or anything like that. That's just drunk and sloppy. You know, which is good, right? It's good, don't get me wrong. But that explosive sentient with the plan, that is like high class, top shelf, on a stick. Right? You know, James Bond type shenanigans. Shaken and stirred. You know. You like the only spells you really need to restore. Yeah, but like you said, like that one, I think that one loses more. Like if you're going for that. Like if we're going sight unseen and you're just taking that as a plan, I think it loses more to a run than a Primordium have. You do have 5 of them to start, it's pretty good. And you pretty much don't want to do it against Consume Seraph. Like you got to have a really good setup or a really, really big set of grapefruits. You search hard for the Sting production cards, Thornroot Mother. Yeah, but there's only so much control you have against that. Are you telling me if you're like in a double-digit streak and you don't get a good starting set of cards to lead into that, you'd take it? I mean, if you didn't get a good starting set of cards for whatever the other option is, maybe. I don't know, I'd even... I like draw, I think that one. You 100% always take explosive. Nice. I might have to dig into that more often. I might have to just funnel your explosive videos. I found my best study at the moment is finding people's favorite wins, the ones that they win the best with, the ones that they always pick, and just watching them play those ones. But quite often, if I find someone that's a good player and I watch them play with win with a champion that they don't like, the play is awful. And even if they get a win, like I've been watching some wins where I'm looking at this going, this is like just disgustingly bad play. Like on the train. This is like me at my throwing best, but every turn. And the picks are awful and people contradict themselves. And it's all because of that mentality. I don't like this hero at the start. Or I didn't get the pathway I wanted. But if you watch someone play the hero that they like the most, with a pathway they like the most, they play it super well. Right? I just had a Dark Calling win. Speaking of Dark Calling, I don't think anyone plays Dark Calling well, to be honest. I think that's probably almost everyone's Achilles heel from the C25 random players. But this is one of the reasons why I think Primordium is the strongest. Last 3 days, I've watched like 10 different 10 runs on Primordium just to check things, and 4 different streamers. 3 of which hate Primordium and all won with them, and say he's a useless champ. I will name what one. Celerity was one of them, and it was during his 11-win streak, and 3 of the last 6 victories were with Primordium, and every time he got him he said, this champ's useless. It's like, I haven't seen him lose with Primordium and he says the champ's useless. It's like, come on, man. You from what I've seen you play, you got a 100% win rate with him. How is that useless? You know, and sure, it was a small sample size, but he played terribly, and it wasn't even close. Like the runs, he smashed him out of the park because Primordium's that strong. The other wins he had were amazing, but yeah, there are 3 other streamers as well, 2 of which hated Primordium and won with him easily, but played badly. So after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to watch people that, you know, with the hero they like. And that way I think I'm going to learn the most on the other heroes. Anyway, I still don't know if I want Making of a Morsel or Prismal Dust. We do have Impatient Seraph, so Prismal Dust is really good. However, we don't have Morsels, so Making of a Morsel is a really good one to add to the pool. If we go Merchant of Steel for a Hellhorned, we're looking pretty much just for an Alpha Fiend, right? But that was the plan if we took Superfoods. However, if we go Umbra, we don't get to do Merchant of Steel stuff, which I don't like. So, and neither of them, well, both of these are spells, so that's fine, but I think the Making a Morsel leads more to going for the -1. Alright, let's do that. Or Hornbreak. I will, or Vent. No, I'm going to take the Hornbreak. I don't know. And if we had taken Superfoods, I would have taken the Armor, not the Hornbreak. Okay, so I think we scored on both fronts here. We got Kevin, and we've got a Making of a Morsel, which is really good. We'll make it cost 1. I want plus 20 consume on Plinks. And I'm not re-rolling for 1 minor spell. I think I'd re-roll if I had 110 gold there. I don't know about this one. We kind of want the Plinks to do stuff. I wouldn't mind getting a unit. Kevin is kind of strong enough to kill everything, but he might not have the legs. This one's going to be close. No, I'm not taking it. We need to hit. We need the Plinks to hit. Pretty much every plinkable unit needs to get plinked. That's actually, this is not good. Although it saves us a turn, right? So it saves us. It actually saves us a fuel. So this is something to think about as well. By having to go second floor, we're ready to kill everything, and it does save us a fuel. I'm not playing this because we're going to want to maybe redraw it. And we couldn't have got that. Oh, we could plink. No, hang on. We might have to try and... Oh. Alright, let's just play this down. The question is if we vent or not. And I don't think we do. With the lifesteal, I'm happy not venting. Man, that would have been so good if we could have blinked that. I mean, we're not redrawing it, so we may as well just play it, right? It doesn't matter what we do. Three turns? That's a win, right? That's so strong. just too strong. I think a nerf needs to come in. Yeah, I think it needs to be 5, 10, 20 on aggressive. Prismal Dust or Packed Morsels. We go Holdover on the Morsel Maker. And then Prismal Dust. Yeah, Kevin wants packed morsels, or at least consistent morsels. You prefer the stalwart snack superfoods, more defensive boosts? Yeah. It's a tough call. I think the issue that I have with, like we talked through it on the pick, is that the Circle 1 fight is ridiculously tough. And I think that's where people get the wrong impression of Primordium. Because if you draw a Steward on turn 2, or worst case turn 3, you don't win that run. Like, you don't kill anything, right? Depending on what your other clan is and what your cards are. Like, I've got Imps and, you know, and you get Plinks. Like, you can't take a plus 10 armor trial and expect to kill anything. You might even not kill anything, even if you do, you know, even if you don't take a trial. Like, aggressive just wins. It's kind of like Burnout Rector. Just wins as long as you don't die. And you don't die, except you don't die because there's no burnout. We're gonna need to do something for him. So it's either Prismal Dust or... It has to be Prismal Dust. Packed Morsels. If we start banking up his... we would need morsels if we want to start banking him up with damage shield. Which we can do. Yeah, give me both. So it comes down to which one's the one we can consistently get more out of. And it's tough. I don't know if I want the lifesteal against this Seraph. Not with damage shield. I'm going to take a second Horn Break. I need to... Need to find you quick, mister. Oh, man. What can he possibly do for me? hold on to that for 2 turns, I guess. Void Binding would be good. Why, tell us? Why? Keep the lifesteal? Yeah, that'll. I probably should have done that up there. Nah, she can. I have 1 plink coming and okay. Got the fuel. I have 3, 4 fuel at this time. That does nothing. Not even close. Good job, Kev. Energy and capacity. What do we take first? Shield fell. Capacity's not really that much of an issue. Bottom floor's not really that much of an issue either. Kind of is. I think Scourgefell would definitely take energy. Cut or dupe? Cut or dupe. Now I'm wishing I took the Prismal Dust, but I mean a bottle's good to have. I'm cutting imps. Nice, cheers. Okay. Hasters. Dang. I hate blinking this. I don't think I'd do it. Let's just put you there. We don't need to, we can just do this. Let them come. Why didn't I plunk? Because I don't want to hit the haste unit, because otherwise then if you don't hit the haste unit the next turn, you get overloaded in a single turn. Whereas by letting the haste units come up each time, you only have to face one row at a time. And you're not going to leak anything. If you can guarantee that you can get the haster every time, go ahead. Right, so if we had the morsel making artifact, we know we're going to draw Steve because of priority draw. We can then play that morsel every turn, and we're going to kill all the haste units every time. But as soon as you miss one, you end up leaking, and usually you leak one of these guys on full health or close to it. Whereas we know we can get the next guy. So he's kind of unnecessary right now. He's still a good boy and we love him very much though. Kill this haste junior in hopes of retch. I think that's it. Come on. So now it costs us a fuel, which I think we win anyway, right? No, we win anyway. So I don't need to retch. Let him come. I think that's how we stay alive. So it's now make that cost 0. Because we just don't have the damage shields. We still want to get quick for Kevin. But we have to get like holdover and stuff for that. We do get 2 Merchant of Magics at it, and we've got a lot of removal coming up, so that should be fine. No. Endless, thanks, dude. Okay, now, sometimes you take these early if you've got a removal coming up and you don't have one later. We don't have removal coming up, and we might not have one later, depending how we roll here, so we definitely don't want to pick this up. Especially if it's an endless one. If it's not an endless one, it doesn't matter because you can just play it and kill it off. But if it's an endless Steward, it's going to keep coming back in your deck, so it's a dead weight. You can't even get the advantage of it being a Steward, where you just kill him off and thin your deck for it. Okay, that's really good. So whatever damage shield we get, we only have to lose to Seraph. Which usually means we don't need to Void Binding Shenanigans. but we still go for it because it's a good way of getting a win out. And I'm not re-rolling that, so we need to re-roll. Need to save that for. We're starting with 2 life shield, life steal, which would be unplayable. Kevin would be his self healing is unplayable. We could just get 25 health for one of them. I don't know how likely it is that we put leakies through. You say just leave because we're on 69 power points. Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty nice decision. The 25 health is reasonable because then I probably don't go to this caverns. An artifact could be good though. We're not going to be able to afford our own, but we get to remove. And I think removal here is super valuable. Because we're probably going to have to start doing this void binding thing really early. We don't need it for the rage though. We might not need to do it early, but even 1 turn's pretty rough though. I took 1 damage on the previous fight just for it. No. It depends if we get sort of... Oh, did I have a No, I didn't. Maybe? I can't see it being... Whether we just take the 25 on Kev. Oh, on Steve. 25 on Kevin might be alright. Actually, that might be a decent play because he's already filled up. So having a bonus 25 makes that turn 1 against Seraph feel a little bit better if we can't jump. I'm not taking spikes. Maybe we should just give him 10 attack. You know, just cuz. The artifact, it was double gorge. Oh well. Going to use it this fight. I don't need to. Oh, you read the seed? And I wish you'd told me that earlier. I would have taken this. I would have recklessly gone for it. We need 51 hit points and 3 fuel. Check and check. Yeah, correct. Feels good. It's good. You keep her. Oh, thanks, you shouldn't have. I'll treasure him forever. You have been reassigned. That protects against a first turn draw both. Mattis, yours is on the list. It might not be in the image, but I can confirm. Let me just double confirm. You're on the list. We have 2 spots left too for the December Tournament of Games. It is open for anyone wanting to put in a second pick, should you have the points, or anyone that's putting their first pick in. It's looking good. I think there's some people that are praying for that coveted Wednesday spot, where maybe there's less voters and they can influence enough people to get them through to the second round, which is cool. But like, there's some big games in there, and there's some unknowns, and there's some niche favorites, I think is how I'll put it. I'm sure whatever gets through, I'm going to enjoy thoroughly. Oh, do we want the shrinkening? I think we're okay with the shrinkening here. We'll put... Because we got Wretch and Feast, we're okay with the shrinkening, maybe? I don't know if we plink those guys out. I don't think we do. I think we just put the best morsels here. And we put these here for Steve. And we just let these guys go through. I'm obligated by the law to enjoy it. I don't need obligating by the law. I'm, you know, look at those games. It's going to be an easy enjoy. Sorry, Steve. Service is not required. But I will protect you, buddy. You know what? I'm not even going to let you take that 3 damage, even if you do have life. There you go. Because I care. I care. No one hits my Steve. Do we just not eat these crappy ones again? We just want to retch back these ones? I do want to kill those off though. Yeah, that solves that problem. I guess we also want to see damage shield morsels. They're worth more than the lifesteal morsels, I think. I mean, a health morsel is okay. Game just gave you back-to-back sketches starts. Did you get, what's his face on any of them? You know, the dude with the drooling and the... the big rocky fist. Man, do we even care for this anymore? It just feels like a bad play now. No, Shadow Siege. Looking a bit out of sorts there, Fel. Oh, they were both Stygian Hellhorned. Okay. And even Steve's doing 300 damage to Fell. Turns out, when you're quick, with 250 times 3 attack, you take care of business. Is this I've already taken space once. Because we got Hell's Banners, yes. This is the iconic duo. This is a Steve and Kevin with aggressive Primordium run. Like, name a more iconic duo. Frick, man, you're embarrassing her. He's hitting for 900 a turn. Take damage, failed. Oh. Good. Don't care. Don't care and don't care. Alright, we just got to get some of the bad cards out of the deck. Yeah, this is a space. I mean, you could take draw. Furnace tap, got to take it. Why? I don't want to lose. Super Soup, how you doing? Rip perma Furnace tap, play it. That means I had to have a dead weight one turn. I don't want a dead weight one turn. And also, that's then a card that's sitting in my hand when I play Wretch, which limits the number of morsels I could have eaten to risk not drawing Primo. And that's a bad miss. You don't want to miss that. Which is another reason why draw is potentially bad, because we don't want to have too many. But we do want to get through to feed and stuff sooner. But I want space so that I can chump for Seraph hits. Because I think that's how we lose this run, is that we kill the wave and Seraph hits Kevin and just like one-shots him. So if anything, we want Permafrost on Wretch and Holdover on Feed. If not Holdover on Feed and Wretch. Perma Holdover on Wretch is perfect. But Holdover on Feed I think is better. Just to get that boost in. Because then we get Primo dead and then we can eat Morsel Miners. Removal is so good though. We don't have any money for that, so let's do this. I almost want to be getting rid. So we've got 2 stores, which means we can only get 2 holdovers, and they go to Wretch and Feed, if anything. So making of a morsel doesn't get it. Double stack doesn't get it, and a plus 10. On the vent is a maybe. We do have Hell's Banners, but it's coming down to the Shade Wings now. Like, what do we think about Shade Wings? So we're just looking for stuff like that. I'm going to reroll here. There's my holdover. That's really good there. We don't want to miss a Shade Wings kill. Even though we've got Steve, he's like backer. We don't want him dying to Shade Wings. I think he's going to die to Seraph though. Seraph's going to be like, man, get out. We don't care for the superfood because we're retching. We don't want to be having a turn where we retch back Primordium and get days. It's you. It's you, Shadewing. This will be a good test. That's a lot of damage. These guys do so much damage. I hate this Mark of Invasion trial. It is so rough. And I don't think we can deal with it, and I'm not gonna. We probably could. I'm still not gonna. With 2 vents and plinks. Dude. So that's how you lose runs. You miss. I gotta? I don't have to. I want to win. I mean, imps kill as well. I'd rather struggle on money than like, because this is potentially a guaranteed loss if it goes bad enough. And we are not going this way, so we won't be able to get the health back. I'll just go here, take that, dupe something, take my magic. Oh, got agreed. Okay. Where's the minus? It's on middle? It's on bottom. Okay. So we hit the Shade Wings and we're happy. Hit a Shade Wing and we're happy. Also getting damage shield to Kevin. Or Steve. No, let's sit on that. You go there. You can hit that guy. That would have been fine, because what we would have done is we would have plinked the top floor to kill off 2 of them, and then we would have dropped the Queen's Imp to kill the last one, and then we would have set up pretty much the same, except we would have had another morsel on top. Or we could have dropped the morsel here to kill off these ones, and Steve would be on very low health, and we wouldn't have killed that Shade Wing. So it probably would have been okay. But probably okay is not very good. Order? Oh no, I'm fine. Fuel over stuff. Want to heal him? 65 times 3, you're dead. You're not dead. Let's go like this. Put that there. Okay. 105. 110? Man, I really want to give him a damage shield. What is that? That's 99. That's 109. Oh, you're already dead. Okay, so I don't need to do any damage there, and you're dead as well? Oh, okay. And you get an extra damage shield? That's good, I like damage shield. Sorry, Steve. Try and set up the best plink we can for the next turn to try and get a morsel. Dang, that's not very good at all. Wow, that's really bad. This is okay though. Oh, do we want a chance at drawing? Oh, you can't draw Feast again. No, it doesn't matter. Let's play that, see what we get. If we Feast first, we'll have 7. We can retch them back and play them again if we really want to. Do I really want to? No, I don't. And I want to Feast off Primo anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do this now. And we go like that. Damage shield. Do we have time for that? We do, because we're not drawing Feast or Retch again in enough turns. Don't want to give him any attack though. There we go. Good boy, Steve. This guy's bad man. Nice. I don't want a second feast. I know we draw through it a bit quicker, but I don't think I need to. It gets in the way. Don't want an extension. Everything is fine. I was thinking important word to draw, but it's draw 1, so it's only replacing itself. Yeah, that's good. I wonder if there was one that was like instead of draw. That's probably why, because otherwise draw 2 is so strong. But yeah, like gain 1 energy, draw 2, sacrifice him. Go this way. That gets rid of a plink, which is great. We can't re-roll and guarantee. Re-roll at 110 for a perma. If it came in at 115, it'd be bad. And I think we're going to see what it's going to. We're going to be re-rolling anyway, and it's going to suck. So we're going to see something. But I think we're looking at. Man, that void binding could still be a deal, and it could hurt too. Almost need to look at that void binding as a potential play. Yeah, that's fine. Mask the number is okay. I can't see it being the immortal trades getting used. Because it's all damage shield, right? Damage shield and chump, yeah. So they're definitely not getting played, so there's no point having them. The Void Binding, on the other hand, though, we could be using that as a thing. We can afford a 25, a reroll. If we don't hit anything we like, we can still purge. We can only purge one. Whether I need to make that 0 cost? Yeah, Vent's a possibility for removal. I'd probably get rid of a 1 damage Plink, though, because the Vent with Hell's banners can at least kill Shadewings. Whereas the Plink, the base Plink's never killing anything. And it's not worth putting a +10 on in case it misses. It just comes down to what gets the -1. I think it is the Void Binding. Maybe. Could be anything else, so we can play it after the turn we played Void Binding. I think we're fine, though, on other stuff. Probably the safest one. Alright, that gets rid of a Plink for us. So whether we actually remove a Plink... There's the Permafrost, we could have afforded it. Dang. Whether we remove a Plink or we consume remove and get a -1, that's the tough choice. Like I said, any chance we have of taking out an extra Shadewing I think is probably better than... Although not drawing into it means we draw the next one. And do I have... Okay, so do I have anything I put the -1 on? Not really. So I could just remove one. Is just removing it better than having it as a Shadewing killer? Huh. What benefit? Yeah, so this is interesting. So the -1 really doesn't have any other play. At best on event, it really doesn't do much for us. Let's just purge the Plink and not draw it and have to play it. So now I've got a dupe. I think it's the Wretch. A lot of it's going to come down to what we get out of the packed morsels. It could even be the packed... No, it's not the packed morsels. Like, we really need to hit... I wish we'd been offered one of these as a second packed morsels, because we really need to hit a damage shield minion. The +5s don't quite cut it, and the lifesteals don't either. In saying that, we're only going to need 4 or 5 turns against Seraph. No, it's not Dupe Void Binding, because I don't want to be playing that during the fight. I mean, you could. I think you could win off that. You get set up, and then you just play this to give him a couple... Like, it's just for the damage shield. And then, because you're at a stage where you're playing, like, Feast and Wretch, so it doesn't matter. It's just how quickly do you set up? Morsel Miner's already costing 0. Maybe we just do that. And then there's a little bit of hope either way though, so we've got to weigh up what is the less hope. Because you don't want to just do something and pray. You can calculate and hope that you get once you've taken the best option, you hope that it works out better. But you don't want that to be your solution. So things like the plinks, we want to play and have them removed. As soon as we start playing Void Bindings, it makes it a lot harder to do that. We do have Hell's Banners, so if we can play morsels, or if we can retch out the morsels and play them, we get some energy that turn. So I think maybe that sorts that out. So the Void Binding play feels a little more favourable that way. Because we're not going to be playing, probably not playing this plink anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's only the imps holding us up. I think that just stops someone from getting killed off quickly. Like, we need to get a damage shield on Kevin early to stop from getting hit from Seraph. I don't think that this is not going to be a middle of the ground fight. We either lose in the first 3 turns by our units going down, or we have enough damage and damage shields to kill 10 Seraphs. So a lot of it is determined right here. Yep. We win. You got the crappy plink. That's fun. And Steven now is just there for, I don't know why. Thanks, buddy. You were here, you supported us, we love you, man. Ready to go to that farm? It's not going to be pretty. Seraph's going to wreck him. Want a chance to get extra damage in on Seraph, just in case as well. So we're going to take out these ones. So we've only... Because otherwise we could end up with 3 enemies. Or 4. Because these ones are going here. Seraph comes down. He's going to put one here. Then he goes up top. He puts another one. We don't want these banking up. And because our boy's quick, he'll take care of singles. Oh, that's right. He was not guaranteed to go where you have enemies. Okay, let's... Question is, do I really want to gorge on these ones? And don't. Maybe that one. He's almost certainly going top here. That's a really good draw next turn. That's like, I'm just looking at this draw going, that's amazing. Really want him to go top, so we can force him top. No, we can't because he's not dead. Okay, good. Let's do this then. If everyone died, he would have gone top, but may have been better to play top then. No, we wouldn't have been able to kill all the stuff. Hey, Sparkle Crop Study, how you doing? Dang, really wanted to go top there. We don't want any more morsels, I guess. Not really. Comes down to whether we want to put the damage in on him or not. Okay, so he doesn't come top again. Hey, no morsels, look at that. Oh, wow. I guess we're all played out, right? We don't have anything else, so... I mean, not quite killing 15 Seraphs, but quite comfortably killing this one. Yeah, it was a really bad last rotation, hey. It doesn't matter, but... it goes up there. You know what, let's make you equal with the other Seraphs just because, you know. Yeah, 30 damage. What are we doing? We're doing like, it's going to be close to 1200 damage a turn. It's over, it's like 1300 damage a turn. Kill 3 Seraphs maybe. Still. It was comfortable. Getting the damage shield morsel was really important on that start. That meant we didn't have to play the void bindings. Alright, Sing. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Have a great day. Thanks, Saka. I see one with Kevin and Primo again. Yeah. Yeah, I wish they put in second accounts on the like profiles, and then we could have a like a I don't know, we could have a muck around night. I like keeping things separate. So having one of the profiles where we just do stupid stuff